Do I look cold? I am cold. How are you doing? It's freezing in here this morning. Oh my goodness, I came and put the heating on early as well, and it is, by heating I mean I have a little portable heater. How are you all doing on this lovely Friday, January morning? We've got Clarice in the house, we've got Claire, we've got Linda, and we've got Natalie. Good morning, you lovely, lovely people. How are you doing? Snow. There was snow this morning, but it's just like sleety snow, so we're good. All the snow has melted. We're good. I went out for a run yesterday and it was fine, just very, very muddy, so not too icy, which is really good. How are you all doing? I hope you are doing well. It is Friday, which means it is our Strength for Life session. Strength for menopause. Today we are building muscle, we're building bone density, we're building strength, we're building resilience and confidence, and it's all going to happen inside of an hour, around about 40 minutes, 45 minutes maybe, with the warm up, the little preamble that I'm doing now, the main part of the session and the cool down as well. So if you allocate yourself an hour, you'll have everything done and dusted with time for a cup of tea afterwards. Hi Harriet, how are you? Hi Nancy, how are you doing? Okay, so we are going to get started in just a second. Before we do, got some VIP member shout outs to do. So hello for the catch up for Joe, for Colette, for Kim, for Sally and for Melanie. Thought I could remember everybody but couldn't. Had to look at the list. Right, let's get started today. We're going to start with a warm up. If it is particularly cold where you are, please do make sure that you hang in with me for the whole of the warm up. If I know some of you are particularly warm where you are, then, you know, just take it slow today. Listen to your body. If it feels hard, it's because it is hard, okay? Effort is always your guide. If you're wearing a fitness tracker, get that switched on. I've set mine to strength today. We have got a really good session lined up today. So we're gonna start with some big chest openers. So opening up the arms past that midline, coming back and coming down in front. So out and in front. So get going with that. I'm going to start the timer. We're just going to ride through this first little bit, not worrying about the timer too much for the warm up, but I'm going to get it on just anyway to get us started. Sometimes I work for more than like 30 seconds for the warm up, sometimes more like 60 seconds, just depending on what I know we have coming up today. Okay, good job. Keep it going, opening up nice and wide, really getting those shoulder blades together. Hi Caroline, how are you? Hi Jane, how are you doing? Gosh, we've got a full house today. Really brilliant, love it. Well done. Okay, next thing we're gonna do is we're gonna peek over the fence. I don't know if I've done this with you guys much, so I want you to imagine that you've got your hands on top of a fence and you're just gonna peek up and over, and then you're gonna go down and you're gonna peek up and over. You kind of get the idea. Up and over. So what we're doing here is we're just warming up through the calves, up through the arms, and getting that core nice and tight as well as we work here. So peek up and over that fence. Nosy neighbours here. Up and over. Good job. Well done. Brilliant. So tummy's nice and tight. Squeeze the shoulder blades together. And as you start to warm up into it, you can squat down a little bit more if you like. If you don't want to, that's fine. There's plenty of opportunities for squatting today. And of course, if you're not a squatter, don't worry. We can sort you out as well. One more, take a little rest. Brilliant work. Third warm-up exercise, we're gonna do some zombie taps. So here, really working at warming up through the backs of the legs, through the hamstrings here. Now you might want to start with a bent knee like this, just to get that knee up. And as you start to warm up through those muscles, maybe tapping mid-shin and then going for the toe if you can. But you know what? As with everything on these sessions, it's not about you have to get to this stage of the exercise, okay? If it doesn't feel good today, it doesn't feel good today. If it never feels good, also fine. Some exercises are not for everybody, okay? So you do you, and as long as you're working through exercises that feel challenging, then you are really making a good change, okay? So keep it going. Well done, nearly there. Fantastic. and take a little rest. Final exercise in our warm-up. Yes, we're still just in the warm-up. We're gonna do marching. So we're gonna start with about 4 marches. Doesn't matter if you lose count, and then we're gonna sit into a squat. 1, 2, 3, 4, sit. Okay, so here, working on a little bit of coordination, a little bit of balance, a little bit of start, stop, foot placement here as well. Super important. Okay, if you count 6, it doesn't matter. If you do 3, it doesn't matter. Nobody really cares. Okay, it's fine. You just do you and make sure you are moving, marching and squatting. Okay, we're nearly there. We're gonna work to the end of this cycle on the timer. We'll take 20 seconds and we'll get straight into the session. Okay, so hopefully now feeling nice and warm. 10 seconds here. Okay, making sure when you are squatting, chest is open, back is straight, bottom is going right back and heels into the floor. Take a little rest. Well done. Okay, we're gonna get started. Everything should be nice and warm, hopefully feeling just a little bit breathy now as well, which is a really good sign that your body is getting there. We're gonna start with the glute kickback. So this is for everybody, nice standing exercise, fingertip touch onto a wall if you need to. We're gonna kick back the heel of one straight leg. You do not have to be touching a wall if you don't want to. If your balance is completely fine, hands on the hips, fingertips onto temples if you want to open up through the chest. Okay, you can touch down with a toe every time if you want to, but really work on keeping the heel going back. So we're not sort of just like letting the foot do whatever we want here, okay? Really work on pushing that heel back, push, push. Everything above the hips stays nice and strong and straight. 2, 1, walk it off, walk it off. We're gonna go to the other side. We've got this round here, this first circuit, and we're gonna do it twice. So on this first time, we're working body weight. We're just making sure everything feels good on this particular exercise. We're gonna add a weight into this exercise on the second time round. Let's go on to the second side. Nice deep breath in to prepare and let's go. So really working on pushing that foot into the floor. Core is engaged, upper body is nice and strong and straight, and you are pushing, pushing, pushing that heel back. Okay, if you struggle with balance, fingertip touch, okay, but that's all it is. I don't want you really gripping and grabbing onto something, or is you're gonna add loads of stress and strain up through your upper body. So tiny fingertip touch, eye gaze on a nice focal point. Good job. 2, 1, take a rest. Brilliant work. Okay, let's add a weight in. Let's do it now. I'm going to start with a 3 kilo here. For the next round, I'm going to go up to a 5, but I'm going to start with a 3. I'm going to bring it back behind my head. I'm just holding here so the majority of the weight is down below. Drop through the shoulder blades and up overhead. Tricep extension. Okay, tricep extension here. Now you can do this exercise from seated if you prefer. Okay, do it from standing if you can. From standing, I'd like you to make sure the feet are pushed into the floor and that you've braced your core, okay, which means that if someone was to come along and use your tummy as a drum, dum dum dum, that kind of style, then you wouldn't sort of cave inwards and you wouldn't sort of melt away, okay? So really want you to think about holding nice and tight into those tummy muscles and take a rest, okay? Well done, good job. We're gonna do a squat with a bicep curl next. If you don't wanna add a squat in, just do a mini squat for me. Otherwise, you can just do the bicep curl if you prefer. We're going to bring our feet out quite nice and wide, and I'm going to turn the toes out, have a real focus into the inner thigh on this one. Hands down in front, I'm going to sit into the squat, I'm going to curl and then stand. So join in when you're ready, sit and curl and stand. Now this one here, as we're doing this curl, it's designed to try and throw you off balance a little bit. So moving those weights around whilst you're in that squatted position, that is tough, okay, really tough. So just do what's right for you. If you are here, okay, then that is your level, then that is absolutely great, okay? All about you. These workouts are just an island of time for you to think about yourself, to advocate for yourself, take a little rest. You don't need to worry about what anybody else is doing. This is all about you, right now, right here, right now. Okay, let's head down to the mat. We're gonna do a weighted dead bug. If you know that you already worked down onto the mat, then that's great. If you don't work down onto the mat and you don't want to, you're gonna choose one side and you're gonna do a hand to a knee, okay? Just one side. And second round, you'll do the other side. Everybody else, onto the mat with me. Fingertips up, knees up, opposite arm and leg out, back in. On the other side, out, back in. Now I'm using my lighter weights, my 3 kilos for this one. You do not have to use a weight. Okay, this exercise is tricky enough. It's hard. There's a lot of coordination here. For my seasoned strength and bloomers, you know this exercise of old. If you're new to the channel, you might think, what on earth is happening? Okay, either way, it's a tough one. Take a little rest, but you're gonna have a second chance to get a good go at it as we go through our second round. Let's come over onto your front now. And if you don't work down onto the mat, use your raised surface. That's the back of your sofa, that's a windowsill, that's a kitchen work surface. We're gonna get into a plank position, forearm plank, and we're either gonna jump the feet out and jump them back in, or we're gonna step and step. So you choose your level. So stepping or jumping. Now for this one, you do need to be able to hold a full plank. So if you can't, if normally your forearm plank is onto your knees, then I would strongly advise for you to use a raised surface of some description. Okay, whether it is a higher raised surface, like a kitchen work surface, or a coffee table. Okay, just make sure that it's nice and stable and can support you. 2, 1, take a rest. The last thing we want is that lovely coffee table to go zooming across the room. Okay, back into an all fours position here. Again, you have your raised surface. If you'd like it, all fours position, one leg comes out behind, and we're gonna kick that heel up, come down halfway and kick up again. So pulse, pulse, pulse. Just on one side here. We're gonna switch sides after you've had your 20-second rest. Good job. So again, really working into the glutes, but also into the core, and we are body weight bearing through your upper body here as well. Now, if this is tough on the wrists, go into a fist position. Okay, most of you know by now that I've had some wrist issues over the last few months. Only just feeling able to get into this flat palm position now. Take a little rest, we're gonna switch sides. So if you also are struggling with wrists, and I know that there's a really difficult area for a lot of women, okay, from people that I've worked with and also from my own personal experiences, a fist is really good, or into a forearm. Okay, let's switch sides. Try and get the wrist, elbow and shoulder all nicely stacked. Let's go again. Push, push. Now then, if you need to come all the way down and go up and down and tap that toe down each time, just to give yourself a little reprieve mentally and physically, then feel free to do that. That is your level right now. Work to that level, own it, acknowledge it, okay? And know that you will develop the strength if you continue on building, okay? And take a rest, fantastic. We are back up to our feet and we're gonna cruise straight into that glute kick back again. The glutes are having no rest today. No rest for those cheeky glutes. Holding on to your weights if you can. If you still need to hold on to a wall, just hold on to one weight. You don't have to hold on to any weights. We're gonna go back into that glute kick back. Okay, so really similar to what we've just done onto the mat. However, we're not body weight bearing here. You're holding those weights instead. And if you're holding free weights like dumbbells, all they want to do is get down to the floor. So your body is making micro adjustments to try and stop that from happening, to keep you up strong and straight and tall and balanced and listening and kicking. There's a lot going on here your brain is working in ways that it's not used to working, and that keeps it young and fresh and healthy. Take a little rest, walk it off. Amazing work. It's tough, isn't it? We are in that first full week of January. Okay, we've all come back, we're all sort of back into the routine, whether we like it or not, after the Christmas break. And it really is time to get really focused now. Are you ready to switch sides? Let's go. Good job. And taking control of your own health and fitness is so empowering. It really is. At first, you're sort of a bit like, I don't know what I'm doing, especially if you're new or returning to exercise. Sometimes you don't know what you're doing because you're only half listening as well. That I am guilty of that all the time. So really good to give yourself something to focus on. It's something outside of your regular routine. Kicking it back with that heel. Well done. Upper body stays nice and strong. Holding onto those weights if you can. Almost there. Good. 2, 1, and take a little rest. We've got that overhead tricep extension next, and I said I was going to go up to a heavier weight. I'm going to go and do that now. We're going to go up to a 5 on this one, but you don't have to if you don't want to. Totally up to you. We're going to bring that behind the head, down through the middle of the shoulder blades, up and together. Down and up. So here, sometimes if you've got a lot of hair, it can feel a bit difficult to sort of like bring that weight down, or if you've got a hood on as well, it can be a bit awkward. Okay, so just try as best you can to keep those elbows tucked in nice and tight. Keep that weight coming down through the shoulder blades, driving up. Keep the core really, really switched on, feet pushed into the floor. Breathing all the time. It's a lot, isn't there? There's a lot. Good job. You're doing a marvelous job. And take a rest. Brilliant. We've got the squat to the bicep curl next. Okay, so nice and wide for this one. Differing from the other squats we're doing because we are working with a wide stance, toes facing out, attacking that inner thigh. Palms are out as we start. Let's drop into it. Curl and stand. Good job. Down, curl, and stand, making sure all of the time that when you are curling, you're not rushing it. I know you're sitting into that squat position and that's uncomfortable, okay? Especially if you're not used to it, but really try to honor that squat position whilst you're also curling, because if you can take the time, then you will grow strength more quickly. Your muscles will be able to respond better because they like a little bit of time under tension. You know, they might not think it at the time, take a rest, but they do. They love it. We're going to go back into that weighted dead bug. And if you're doing this standing, you're going to switch over. Okay, you're going to switch over your hand and your knee, but otherwise onto the mat with me. Now you might think, oh, we've just gone from a standing exercise straight to a mat exercise. Here we go. Absolutely. This session has been written in that way. I want you up, I want you down, I want you moving around. I don't want you getting cold, okay? Especially, I don't want me getting cold, especially if you are in the Northern Hemisphere and you're thinking it is really Baltic today. Okay, so I don't want you getting cold, I want you to move around, but I also want you to be really functional in those movements, up and down, off the floor, moving over, turning over. Okay, really important. All things that you do every single day, getting in and out of bed even. Good job. And take a rest. We're going to go into those plank jacks. Just pop those weights away to the side in a nice little safe space. Plank jacks are up next. So forearm plank here. If you'd prefer to do it in a bridge position rather than a forearm plank, please be my guest. Remember, you've got your raised surface. If you prefer, let's go. Tap, tap. So you need to be able to keep your hips nice and neutral. If you'd like to, and you think, well, I don't really want to do raised surface, I know I can do this on my feet, even though I normally do a plank on my toes, then you could do 10 seconds, take a couple of seconds, come up, do another 10, take a couple of seconds. As long as you are doing that mindfully, and you know you're doing that on purpose, then you absolutely can break it down like that. Here we go. 4, 3, 2, 1. Take a rest. We're into that straight leg, donkey kick pulse. Nice long lever, pushing that heel up, coming back to halfway, supporting that body weight through the upper body, keeping the core really nice and tight for this one as well. Okay, we're coming to the end of this first block, and then with 1 to go, let's do it. Pushing up, halfway down, up, halfway down. Good. As I said, again, in the first round, if you want to touch that toe down, then you can. Sometimes it's more of a mind thing, okay? You need to convince yourself that you're safe, which of course you are because it's your workout and it's your choice and you can stop anytime you like, okay? But it's also safe to push a little bit, okay? If you're experiencing some discomfort in terms of how your muscles are feeling, maybe they're burning a little bit, that's okay. Discomfort is fine. Pain, on the other hand, is not. So you need to be able to differentiate, take a little rest between the two, and then advocate for yourself and make a decision about what you're going to do. Make a change. Just change something up. You know, if you can't do a squat, then you could do a lunge. If you can't do a lunge, you can do a glute kickback. Let's go again. Lots of things you can do while you work into it. And really all a squat is the same as sitting down into a chair. Okay, so you can always do that. So if you have a chair nearby, then it's a sit up and a sit down, and just really work on that. Good job. Keep it going. Well over halfway here. Good, so keep it nice and controlled, no jerky movements, not swinging backwards and forwards through those forearms, just really making sure that you are super controlled. And take a rest. Fantastic work. Really, really good. Okay, let's come back up to our feet. We are going to do a lateral leg raise, so a side leg raise with an overhead press. Now I'm going back to my 3 kilo here. I'm going to show you what this is like. I'm going to raise the left leg and push up overhead at the same time, same leg, okay, all the way through. Start when you're ready. You may think, oh my word, I can't do that, okay? If you are feeling underconfident, drop that weight up and then just push the arms up. If you don't want to work overhead, you can just work with the leg, okay? You can hold on to something if you're feeling a little unsteady onto your feet. You have options. There are always options. There are lots of different levels, and if you have made an adaptation or an alteration, you have not in any way, shape or form failed. In fact, and I say this with sincerity, I love it when you make the adaptations. Take a little rest. I think it's brilliant. I think that I salute you for being so empowered to make those choices that are right for you, okay? So if you do need to make a choice to change an exercise a little bit, then do it. It's amazing. I love it. Let's change sides. Your tummy needs to be really nice and tight on this one. Let's go. Pushing up, coming back down. Good, so work through your range. This is the first big lateral movement we've done here. We have warmed up into those inner thighs, okay? And we did the plank jacks, so you should be safe to work through those hips now, okay? But if for any reason they feel very clunky and Tin Man-esque, don't worry. Just work through the range, bring it back down here, okay? You do you, always. And if you don't want to use a weight, you do not have to. It's something you can work into. 2, 1, take a rest. Brilliant. We'll see that exercise one more time, just one more time. Okay, we're going to do a single arm Y press here. So you can squat it if you want. So down through the middle, coming up, and you're going to make a little Y, half of a Y here, and then come back down, or you can just do the arm. Up to you, but we're going to go now. So if you want to squat down through the middle and push up, okay, a little bit more functional here, a little bit more everyday crossover into daily life. Or if you just want to purely work into that arm, you think, are you having a laugh? We've already done so many squats, I don't want to do any more. Are you mad? Then just do this one, okay? It's up to you. Your choice. You're safe here. This is absolutely a safe space for you to work in. for you to feel your way through. Good job. Well done. 2, 1. Take your 20 seconds, recalibrate yourself, and we're going to go back through again onto the other side. I'm just reading the comments. We're whipping layers off left, right, and center here. You guys are amazing. Keep it going. Let's go. Keep that awesomeness flowing. Here we go. Down and up. And as we move through the days, weeks, months, and years, okay, and don't those months and years seem to go past quickly, but the weeks and the days are pretty slow. As we move through those, you are going to experience some minor injuries maybe, or niggles, or little things that just don't feel quite right, okay? It is so important that if you have been exercising regularly, you don't just stop, you carry on, take a little rest, and make those adjustments. I mean, I didn't know how many times I'm gonna say it today, but it's all about the adjustments. It's all about the adaptations. We're gonna do another lateral movement now. There's loads of lateral stuff in this section here. Out to the side, knee raise. Back into the center, out to the side, and knee raise. Let's go. This always puts me in mind of Karate Kid. Always. And that's how you know you are safe with me, because I show my age just through my references. Keep it going, well done. That foot should be nice and flat, parallel with the floor as you bring up the knee, giving those arms plenty of time under tension as you work, okay? So I'm not swinging the arms up and down quickly and then bringing the knee down. It's controlled, it's precise. Good. And you're breathing, right? You're definitely breathing. Please breathe. Take a little rest. Well done. Good. We are going to go down onto the mat. If you don't come down onto the mat here, we're doing a side lying leg raise. If you don't do that, then you are going to be just doing that side leg raise from a standing position. We're going to do one side. We're going to do an interim exercise, and we're going to do the other side. So I'm lying onto my right hand side here, supported onto my forearm, and we're going to go with that leg raise. Now there's a couple of ways you can make this more tricky if you'd like to. Okay, you can have a resistance band, one of those looped mini booty bands, either up above the knee, or if you want it really tough, you can put it around the calves, okay? Or you can do what I'm doing here and not let the feet meet, okay? So there's no contact between the 2 feet. So this leg is staying up the entire time, and we're working on that movement, okay? You got it. Good. And if you find it really like a little painful, take a little rest on the outer thigh. And I know lots of you do. Just slide a cushion under there or roll up the hoodie that you just took off. Okay, we're going to do a glute bridge march. If you do not work down onto the floor, you are going to do 20 seconds of a glute kickback on one side, 20 seconds of a glute kickback on the other, or a march or a star jump. Otherwise, you are lying onto the floor. You're going to bring your hips up and you are going to march in one knee, then the other, okay? So really working on trying to get that knee to the chest while keeping the hips up all the time. If you're a standing exerciser and you don't want to do a glute kickback because you've just done loads of them, give me a really big high knee march with a couple of squats thrown in there. If you'd like to, you could do me some bob and weaves. This is essentially working your core and your glutes. So if you're going to replace an exercise, then it would be great if you could replace it with something similar. Take a little rest, well done. But you know, it's totally in your hands. Let's switch over to the other side. We're going to do that side lying leg raise. Then we're going to come back up to our feet and go with the lateral leg raise. Do you notice a slight pattern in this plan today? I'm going to have to just turn over awkwardly. 2, 1, let's go. So as we loop around from the last exercise in the first circuit back to that first one again, we're really reinforcing, squeezing as much of that energy out of those muscles as possible. We're really working on fatigue here in this session, which I know might feel a little bit mean in the first week of January, but you know, you're gonna have to trust me on this one. We are gonna be building strength throughout this year. 2026 might just be the one. It might be, you know. You stick with me. You never know. Wouldn't it be great to look back this time next year and you're like, do you know what? Yeah, I could totally do this. Take a little rest. Back up to your feet then. Let's do this. There's positivity flowing out of every pore now. Okay, I don't know if you can sense it from me. This is the time of the workout where I start to get quite excited because all the endorphins are flowing. We're going to do that lateral leg raise with the overhead push, just on one side, then the other. Are you ready? Are you with me? Good job. Breathe. Yes. Good. If it takes you a little longer to get off the floor than 20 seconds and get into your next exercise, that's okay. Okay, take the time you need. I do not want you feeling dizzy. Okay, if you need to just work for a reduced time on this first exercise, then do the same time on each side if you can. Absolutely fine by me. Okay, as I said, we are really working on adding some fatigue into these muscles now. Good job. Take a little rest. We're going to switch sides. 20 seconds. So if you've done this circuit once and you managed it, there is absolutely no reason why you can't do it again, even if you don't particularly enjoy it. You think, there are some good things to it. There are some exercises that I quite enjoyed, hopefully. Let's go. Push and back to center. Good job. So I know loads of you are doing the January series. So thank you very much for joining me on that. The Menopause Strong series, the Menopause Strength series. So we are working on exercising 3 times a week on that series. And also I'm chatting to you about some nutrition, and we're doing some wellness as well. So there's loads in that series. So if you haven't yet found that one, then have a little look. The playlist is on the channel homepage and on the playlist page. 4, 3, 2, 1, take a rest. Fantastic. Okay, we've got that Y press next. Okay, and if you're feeling like you've still got plenty left in the tank and you've got a weight to move up into, then please feel free to do that. Normally I'd go for a much higher weight on this, but I'm just rehabbing this wrist a little bit. So I'm making sure that I'm working for myself as well as for you here. Ready? Let's go. So down, and let's bring it out for a one-sided diagonal press. Good job. So I like to call this a Y because as you come up with both hands, you can sort of see it makes sense. Good job. And I also just like to speak to you and give you the kind of the tools that you need, but just in a way that sort of really does make sense. Remember, you don't need to squat here if you don't want to. It's absolutely fine. Good job. Well done. Brilliant work. And take your little rest. We're going to switch sides. One more on the other side. Then we've got that lateral raise to the knee raise. And then we've got the side lying and glute series down onto the floor. And then it's the cool down. So, I mean, you're basically done. Might as well stay with me now. 2, 1, let's go. Down and push. Well done. Brilliant work. Stay with me. Fantastic. Good. Okay, so if you are squatting with me, making sure that both of those feet are pushed into the floor. Okay, you've got your tummy engaged, really reinforcing that connection between the core engagement and having your foot firmly rooted into the ground. Okay, 3, 2, 1, and take your rest. Brilliant. Okay, lateral raise with that knee raise. Again, you're using a light set of weights for this one. I say light, I mean they shouldn't feel light, but you're not going to be using a set of 8 kilos for this. Probably. I mean, you might be. It might be your light weights, in which case, go you. Let's go. Well, let's go. I'm using 3s, and these definitely feel heavy enough right now. Bring that knee up nice and high. Arms are coming down with control. So what I'm not doing is just letting them come down and they're just dictating my movement. I am really making sure that I'm moving in a way that I want to move in, and the weights are doing exactly what I want them to do, okay? There's no, they're not dictating the movement whatsoever here. okay? Because that's sometimes what happens with the weights. If the weights are too heavy, that definitely happens. So something to be aware of. Good job. Okay, we're gonna get down for those last 3 exercises. Side lying leg raise on one side, then that glute bridge march. Of course, you've got your standing options if you should prefer those. And here we go. In 3, 2, 1, let's go. So up and down. Good. So breathing it through here, remembering little cushion underneath that outer thigh if that is a little bit painful. There's no reason why it should be painful. You can absolutely pop a cushion underneath there if you need to. Just a little hoodie, something soft and spongy, as long as you're not super raised up. Okay, you don't want to be like sort of like up here, and well, obviously you can be in a side plank, but you don't want to like be in a weird position. So just make sure that it's just a little bit of that soft cushioning. 3, 2, 1, good job. Onto your back. If you are working onto your back, remember, if you are working from a standing position, you can do a march with a squat, you can do a standing glute kickback, okay? Anything you like, but we are going to be working with our spine really pushed into the floor here, lifting up those glutes and then marching, marching, marching. At no time do I want to see you grabbing onto your mat, okay? So if you're a mat grabber, release it, okay? You can put your fingertips on top of your tummy here. You can just quietly lay your hands down by the side, okay? But don't be grabbing the mat. And the reason is because I don't want all that tension going into your upper body. Let's use the energy where we intend to use it, okay? That is in the glutes, that is in the core, that is in the legs. I see you, mat grippers. I know you're there. 3, 2, 1, take a little rest. Side lying leg raise on the second and final side. And again, yes, this is predominantly a leg exercise, an inner and outer thigh, but you're working your core and you are body weight supporting as well. Let's go. So super, super important, really, really functional. We're not just isolating one specific muscle group, which is often what happens if you go into a gym and use one of those machines. So leg extension or, you know, whatever. Those machines are brilliant, don't get me wrong, for prehabbing, rehabbing, working into switching muscle groups on. But when it comes to being strong for menopause and midlife and beyond, it's all about the functional exercise. It's all about being strong for everyday movements so that you can carry on doing the things you want to do for your life, basically. Take a little rest. You just done it. Amazing work. We're going to do a cat-cow. You can do this from your raised surface if you prefer. If you have not been down onto the mat at all, you don't have to come down for this. We're going to do a cat-cow. So all fours position. You're going to have that shoulder lined up with the wrist and the knee lined up with the hip. And we're going to open and arch, as if someone's popped a belt around your tummy and is pulling up through your back. And then we're going to just roll those hips, dip the back, bring the head back, and we're going to feel that stretch through the lower back there. Breathing all the time, stretching through the tummy as well. So really work on that arch. And if you can sort of take yourself out of your body for a moment and just imagine exactly what's happening here, really working on mobilizing through that spine and the hips and the head and the neck, and just let all of that negative tension just flow out of you from here. Breathe it through. Brilliant work. Gonna just bring those legs back, drop the hips down, come down onto the forearms if you like, otherwise you can stay up onto your hands, and we're gonna just deepen that stretch and work into a back extension. You can do this from standing. From standing, you are just gonna tip back. Okay, I show you a standing back extension a lot. So you can do your standing back extension if you prefer. You can do your full cobra if you like. Just stretching out through that midsection here And finally, we are gonna come back, bring those knees in, open the heels out, sit back into the heels and walk those fingertips forwards. Try and get the elbows onto your mat. And I will show you this one from a standing position as well, because actually I really love doing this from a more of a standing position. So on your raised surface, then you are here, okay? So this one's less easy to translate verbally, exactly the same. You also get a really nice hammy stretch when you do this one from your raised surface. So just stretching out here as well, and you can continue your stretch for as long as you would like to. And I am gonna take a rest here, stretch for as long as you would like to. I am gonna sign off this session. Thank you so much for joining me today. I'm gonna come into the screen and have a little chat with the members, anyone who is hanging around for a few minutes. Thank you so much. If you would like to get involved in that live chat, then all you gotta do is become a member of the channel, and you can do that. You can chat with me on the lives. And if you become a member of the VIP level, we have now got every Sunday, I will release a weekly workout schedule, easy for me to say, so that you can follow along with the next week, knowing exactly what you need to do on which days. It is taking all of the thought, all of the guesswork, all of the complication out of moving, and then you can pick and choose exactly which days you want to work on, which ones you want to rest on, but I'm here to guide you through. So I really hope that that is useful for you. Thank you so much for joining me today. I really hope you enjoyed the session. I'll be back on Tuesday, 12 p.m. UK time for our shorter of our 2 live streams. That is more of a metabolic session, so a little bit more fast and furious, but don't worry, very similar to this. So I'll see you on Tuesday if you're here for that. Otherwise, thank you so much for joining me today. You didn't blow your nose at all. Well done, Linda, good job. Do you know what, sometimes that is, you think like, oh my gosh, exercise has cured me, and then the next day you're like, oh, I'm so weak, I'm so weak. Oh, well done, everybody. Good job. It's so nice to have you all here. I know, doesn't the time fly? But it honestly has been 40 minutes. I promise, I promise. I can see it on my watch. I'm gonna stop that. If you're wearing a fitness tracker, don't forget to stop it. Don't do what I sometimes do and then just go in the house, like walk around for a little bit, and it's like, oh, I've been exercising for 3.5 hours. It's not even real. Yes, I know, Clarice, I love the dead bugs. The weighted dead bugs are so good. Yeah, the inner and the outer thighs, again, might be singing you a little song tomorrow, but that's okay. They're saying thank you. It might not feel like that, but that's exactly what's happening. Claire, I know, it's so lovely to have you back, Claire. You finally got your house back to yourself as well, right? You've been there with hosting, too much hosting. You're welcome, Harriet. Oh, I'm so pleased that the schedule is working for you guys. Yeah, you guys have, obviously, you always really help me out by telling me exactly what you want, and I really thought, how am I going to do that? How am I going to make sure that I give you the best value for your membership? So I'm really hoping that this is going to be the golden ticket, really, for you guys, so that you know exactly what you're doing. Plus, also makes sure that I am super organized, making sure that it's all ready for you as well. Because we're here every week doing the live streams, aren't we? So we might as well just add them in, and they give you the links ahead of schedule. Yes, weighted dead bugs for the win. I know. Look, we're even building some muscle back up again. This is all good. This is all good. So thank you so much, everybody, for sticking with me. I hope that you've had the best start to your new year. I know that some of you have had some real trials and tribulations through 2025, but you have overcome and you've stayed strong and you've advocated for yourselves. So amazing work. I appreciate each and every one of you. Have a good day, Claire. I'm really pleased you enjoyed it, Nancy. Well, you will definitely have some energy now after that. So hopefully it will finish your Friday, finish your week, bookend your week nicely for you. I'm going to sign off now. So thank you so much for joining me. Big love to everybody. And I will see you on Tuesday, if not on this workout space before. Take care.